What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy DJ Can Do in the building, and we got a special show for you today, man. I am so excited. We're gonna have a great time. Now, if you know me, you know I love comedy, man. I consider myself a bargain brand comedian. That's what I do. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing you ain't got no business saying. Anyways, so today, special treat for you. We're going to be bringing some of the best comedians across the nation in the building because we are honoring one of our good friends. And there's a show that's coming up that we want to tell you about that we don't want you to miss. So it's your boy DJ Can Do, and I thank you so much for being here. Joining me right now is my partner in crime, the promoter of this event with me, part of TDK. And he goes by the name of Mr. Tommy Jennings. We're going to bring Tommy in the building now. Say hello to Tommy, everybody. Tommy.
I'm going live. I'm going back. I'm going to call you right back.
Ain't that some... Are you serious right now?
Yes.
You was on the phone?
Nah.
Who was you talking to? Who was you talking to, bro? Tell the truth. Nobody. President?
Nobody.
Which
Nobody.
President, though?
No.
If it was any president, which president would it be?
Oh, man. It'd probably be Richard Nixon.
You going with Nixon?
Yeah. I want to ask
the crooked one.
Yeah, Richard Nixon. He started all this.
Man, he did. He did. He is the what do we want to call him? The pioneer.
Yeah.
The pioneer of it all.
Yeah.
Man, Tommy, it's good to see you, bro.
Oh man, it's my pleasure, bro.
We got some great things coming up, and so why don't you tell the people what we're gonna be doing?
All right, and thank you, Can Do, for doing this, man. This is cool, man. When you and D reached out to me to start doing some stuff, man, I like, let's get back into it. And San Diego needs some entertainment. We haven't had a lot, well, we've had some, but not a lot, and we haven't done a lot of things. So what I want to do, man, is bring entertainment back, and especially comedy.
Okay, comedy.
Yes, sir. And because San Diego was really big in comedy back in the late 80s and 90s. And a good friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, Darryl Carter, man, used to bring all the comedians here, even before they were known. I'll never forget some of the shows he did with like Cat Williams and Tommy Chan and Shang. And dude, he used to bring them and just be sitting there with them. So those were some good days for San Diego.
Yeah.
I think we need to get that back.
Well, I am glad that you're involved in this because during that time, I was a church head, which I'm still a church head, but I wasn't allowed to go hang out back in the 70s and 80s with y'all. Did I say 70s?
Did you say 70s?
I did say 70s.
Come on, man.
You know, Tommy Chan is 87 years old, bro. So it's got to be at least back in the 70s. Anyways, hey, listen, man. I'm glad you're doing that. It's important. And Doc is an amazing guy. If they don't know who Darryl Carter is, a.k.a. the Catfish Killer.
Right.
Now, we hear a lot of me echoing because of your phone that you chose not to do anything about. but we're going to have to live with that. All right, man. So bringing into the building right now, would you like to go ahead and bring your friend in, man?
You know what? I will, man. Because it's a pleasure and an honor to talk to this guy, man, because we go way back. We go back to the 70s a little bit, on the playground because we were kids, right? Darryl Carter, man, has done some stuff here in San Diego. And a lot of people just don't know what he created, what he started. And I think he's one of the legends of the city because, sometimes there's people that do things that other people don't know about. And he's one of those guys. So when you talk about comedy in San Diego, he was one of the originators. I take that back. The originator of bringing quality comedy. And San Diego was well blessed with him. So if you got him on the line, can you bring him on? Because that's the homie right there, Darryl Carter. Where are you at, Doc?
What's up, brother? What's happening? I put my nation on.
Oh man, come on, man. Let's get it right.
We already knew what was gonna happen there, bro.
Yeah,
we already knew what was gonna happen there, bro.
You should have known that.
Raiders for life.
Yes, sir.
America,
What's up,
we
Doc?
like to bring in the building Doc Carter, man. Doc, how you feeling today, sir?
Man, I'm feeling good today, man. My voice is going in and out here and there, but I'm good. I'm good. You know, I had some health setbacks for a minute, but I'm still alive.
Man, we appreciate you being here. We're going to eliminate Tommy's microphone for a second. No, I just muted him. Don't worry about it. We got you in there now, man. We can hear you. So, Tommy, you're going to have to go ahead and text over your questions, man, because your phone is the one that's echoing, man. Hey, Doc, you still doing catfish or what's going on with you, man?
You know, man, I ain't gonna stop that. But Tommy, you know what, man? Radio Shack just called, man. They got a refund on the microphone.
Oh, is that what it is?
Radio Shack.
Radio
The
Shack?
whole radio set.
Yeah,
The one
go back. Take it back,
The one
Tommy.
on Convoy? The one on Convoy? I can go to that one tomorrow.
Man, this guy's crazy. Hey, Doc, I heard a lot about you bringing comedians and stuff to San Diego. Tell me where you got started and why you started bringing people to San Diego.
You know what, man? I started comedy as a dare, just to jump on stage. You know, I just joking around, you know, growing up in school stuff in the neighborhood. And I just took a chance at it, man, and I bombed.
Oh,
I bombed.
really?
And what made me go back again was Joe Torre.
Okay.
Joe Torre took me outside, man, talked to me about it, gave me the scoop on comedy, and ever since then I've been back on it. So thanks to Joe Torre.
So you got on stage, but a dare. Where was this at? Where did you do this at?
It was a Sax nightclub.
Sax nightclub. Okay, in San Diego, California.
Yeah.
So you get on the stage, and now, was it a black crowd? Was it a mixed crowd? What kind of crowd was you dealing with?
It was a black crowd, and they got blacker when I got done, boy. Ooh.
You felt like he was. You felt like he was at the Apollo.
I felt like it was a racist camp. They didn't like light skin at the time. Ooh, man.
So you had the double whammy, the light skin and.
Man,
Wait. So you felt like a Charger fan in a Raiders stadium.
Exactly.
Got it. So your boy Joe Torre gets you turned back on, and so obviously that night wasn't your night. And then you started to hone your craft. Who did you start to watch? Who were your inspirations into comedy at the time?
Richard Pryor mostly. You know, Richard Pryor was definitely when I started watching, and then got to Eddie Murphy. You know,
Your phone is shaking like you got like
well,
something
there
going
you go.
on.
There you go.
Okay.
No, but you know what? I just it was me. It was Joe Torre, Mamie Ali, and it was who else was it? It was another comic, Kim Whitley.
Kim Whitley was here in San Diego also.
Yeah, at that time, yeah.
Wow. That's when our rent was cheaper.
Yeah, a lot cheaper.
That's when our rent was cheaper.
And yeah, so it was that's what got me started, man. I just decided to keep me right. I took Joe's advice and kept going.
Okay. And then, so what made you start bringing people down? How did you get into that side of it?
You know what? KJ Rockwell. You know who KJ is, right?
KJ Rockwell, one of the San Diego legends. Yeah.
Was the first one to open the doors for Let Us In.
Really?
Because nobody wouldn't do it. And then he said, you know what, man, come on with it. And ever since then, it's been going on.
Now, KJ was a DJ, a big-time DJ in San Diego at that time.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
DJ.
And so he would let you guys get on his platform and do your thing. Well before there was any kind of an internet or anything of that nature, man.
Exactly.
Man, shouts out to KJ Rockwell, man. KJ Rockwell's a good guy, man. And actually, I think he's one of the people that is going to get recognized with the San Diego legends that we have coming up. So that is, I think Tommy did bring that up to me, that we will be recognizing people like KJ Rockwell. Right. Well, hey, Doc, I appreciate you being here. Of course, Tommy appreciates you being here, even though he wasn't willing to get a microphone that wouldn't feed back on you. He wasn't willing to do that for you.
I'll go get it right now.
But
you
what he was...
You know what, though, man? When I heard about you guys doing this right here, man, I was like, wow. It's never expected.
Man, come on, man. We owed this to you, Doc. You've been instrumental in the community. Not only that, man, and I don't know if I could speak for anyone else, but you've always been cool with no matter how big you got. as no matter how popular you got, you were still humble, man. And it was never ever an issue to reach out to you and ask you for anything. You were always there, man. And I personally want to thank you. And so that's what this event that we're going to be doing on April 1st, y'all, it is all about. We're doing an event April 1st. It is the Roast Doc Carter, and we're bringing in some of his friends to honor him. And in the comedian world, the way you get honored is by getting roasted. And so Doc will be getting roasted on April 1st.
Never saw that coming. Never saw that coming.
Never saw that coming. And so for that reason, Tommy did do something good, even though he couldn't get his microphone and stuff to work. He was able to bring a couple of your friends here today. And so if you don't mind, we got a couple surprises for you right now. Coming to the building, somebody that you may know just a little bit, Mr. Tommy Chun.
Oh,
Hey, what it do? What's poppin'? What up, though? What's cracking? Hey, it's like San Diego. What up, dude? What up, dude? Hey, dude. We're in
Here we go.
Temecula, dude. It's Temecula. We're in OB. Hey, we're in the valley, dude. Dude, we're in Lemon Grove, dude.
Here we go.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. All right.
Yeah, man. What's up, Doc Carter, man? My man. Let me tell you my point of view on Doc Carter. Listen, I had been on, I think I had done Def Jam. I was coming out of Detroit, right? I was like the Fresh Prince of San Diego. I had relatives that lived in San Diego on Hilltop Drive, right down the street from Gompers, right? And so I came out from Detroit. I finished high school at Patrick Henry in San Diego, and I was going back and forth from Detroit to San Diego at that time.
You said back and forth?
I was back and forth from Detroit to San Diego.
Okay.
And so Doc went to high school with my uncle, Tommy Lake. Like Linda Lake, the newscaster, is my cousin, and Tommy Lake, and Doc went to school with Marcus Allen at Lincoln, right?
Wow, that's back in the 50s? That's back in the 50s. That's back in the 50s?
That was in the 20s, my dog.
They went to school on a horse and a buggy. It was a horse and a buggy.
Doc had a pair of Gators from 1872.
It wasn't even a gator. Then it was still dinosaurs.
Hey, it was a pig or something. It was something. He got some pig gators. Listen, so I was going back and forth from Detroit as the Comedy Act Theater was popping in LA with Robin Harris. So I'd come to San Diego, stay with my parents. We'd drive up. My auntie would drive me up there. We'd do the show, whatever. So I started staying in San Diego with my relatives, and I was doing the VFW on 28th Street or wherever that was. I mean, I was doing everything in San Diego. And then I met Doc, and Doc got the backstage. He used to host the backstage because back then it was like the Bacchanal. I think Smokey had something at the Bacchanal, and Doc had the backstage. And I would come down and do the club. And Doc was new. He was green back then. He was a baby. He was the oldest nigga there, but he was still a baby.
Wait a minute. Hey, Tommy, hold on. We're going to have you keep telling that story, but we got another one of your friends we want to bring in, Doc. And he's in the green room right now, man, and you can tell he's itching. That's because he's a Marine and he's used to laying in the dirt and stuff like that. He itching to get in here. This is comedian, the funny one, Dr. Kevin Davis is in the building as well. Come on in the building.
What's up, Doc? What's up, my brother?
Man, we was just getting a funny one from Tommy Chun talking about how he met Doc Carter at a strip club in the 40s.
Yeah, about right. I was with him. Shit, I was like, me and Doc was holding it down back then. Me, Doc, Bojangles, a couple other motherfuckers.
He said Bojangles.
Yeah, Doc old, but he young. You know what I'm saying? You're old, young brother. You know what I mean?
He got a young forehead. I noticed the rest of his body getting older, but his forehead looked like it's getting younger. I don't know. Is it the cream? Is it the cream he's using?
Hey man, all
Catfish
I know
cream.
is back in the day, like he said, he wasn't that funny back then. And so we come in there, and Doc would have a chip on his shoulder, and I was going hard. I was all over the country, so I didn't have no sympathy. I was like, look at them old ass gators. You got a shoe and a roller skate on.
You said one shoe and a roller skate.
Yeah, he had some sandal gators that came with the dents, and you could see his toes coming out the sides. And he'd be like, yeah, he thought he was sharp. Doc would have these old suits on he would get from like funeral homes. Like the extra suits they had at the funeral home. This nigga used to model for Brown funeral.
Hey, Tommy, hold on. Doc was crazy. Okay, Doc, I wasn't even into comedy back then, right? I was doing like, I don't know what comedy was. But Doc had some suits. He had Steve Harvey before Steve Harvey. You know,
He said
I think he had 18 buttons. It was like
he had
18
used.
Yeah, like Steve Harvey gave him a bunch of old suits.
He said used.
It was on with these. Yeah.
Listen, and one night, I did the back and I banged on Doc's suit and blew the room up. And Doc was kind of mad at me after that. When I see Doc, he be blinking like, yeah, what's up, son?
Mr. O. That's what I remember, Doc, more than anything, Mr. O.
Mr. O.
And see, what's cool about knowing Doc is if I need to find any of my relatives, like I'll be on the East Coast or whatever, and Doc grew up with all my relatives and all their friends. So Doc is like Rand McNally of San Diego Negro.
He's the Green Book.
Yeah, that's the Green Book. It's Doc. I mean, Doc, where my uncle at? Oh, he living in Escondido. He ain't living in the trailer now, but he still with his wife.
Hey, Doc,
Oh, man.
first time I came to Mr. O's to the concert, they broke in my fucking car, bro. The first goddamn night I came to see you at Mr. O's, they broke in my
Damn,
goddamn
Mr.
car.
O's.
That was his family. That was arranged, bruh.
Yeah, they got you,
Bro,
bro.
that was, hey, they get you out there, boy.
It was a
Doc was
setup.
holding it down, man. Doc was instrumental in bringing a lot of good folks out here, man. Absolutely, bro. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate our friendship. Absolutely.
So let's go back to that, Kevin. So when did you first start working with Doc? How'd that go down?
I got to San Diego in '94, and then we started a company called New Vibe Entertainment. So I was doing just clubs back then. You know what I mean? We were just doing more parties. We was working with KJ Rockwell at the Red Line and all them spots. The backstage, we had a spot everywhere, and I always ran into Doc. You know what I mean? And it was always mutual respect. It was never, no thing. He was doing his thing, I was doing my thing. And then we just started talking and talking. I don't even think Doc remember when we actually met. You know what I mean? I think we just kind of hit it off, and that was it. We've been tight ever since. But
Y'all the same color.
One of his lane, I was under my lane. You know what I mean?
He said they're the same color.
Y'all might be related. You're the same color.
Right. Light skin is in.
Both of them crack
like
babes.
that.
They both crack babes.
Them the tote niggas. Them the tote twins, nigga.
Mama had him at
I
Pier
ain't
1.
that light. I don't give a damn. He said, Doc. I ain't that light.
Oh,
Them
man.
niggas like camouflage wicker.
So we got this big to do going down. This big, wonderful roast that's going to be going down on April 1st. Mr. Kevin Davis himself will be hosting the roast. Tommy Chun, unfortunately, won't be able to make it down to San Diego this time, but we.
We'll pay you with drinks. We'll pay you with drinks, bro. We got you. We'll give you some food and some drink.
Hey, Tommy we used to travel for on what's that, Greyhound?
Yeah.
Didn't you used to
Yeah,
travel?
I didn't take the bus. I actually rode the dog like a great dog. I rode all the way to San Diego.
Hey, you was a lot smaller back then. I remember this.
He said he was a lot smaller.
It looks like a Greyhound up right now.
And we paid him with a chitlin
They
sandwich.
get you for animal abuse. You jump on a Greyhound right now.
Man, yeah, because back then they be Tommy, you want to come do this show, man? You ought to come. Man, they be like, man, help a brother out. I'm like, nigga, I'm black. Pay me double.
This brother would come for a pack of zigzags and some bubble gum. All right, so anyways, Anyways, so Tommy,
man.
Tommy, you're gonna be where you gonna be? Unfortunately, you won't be able to be there, but Dr. Kevin Davis will be there. And
Well,
since I go ahead, go ahead. No, go ahead, go ahead.
Well, we're gonna follow up with and Kevin Davis is my partner with our company, Funny for Real Entertainment.
That's what I want to ask you about.
Me and Kevin Rouse, from LA, originally from the Detroit area, but he's been in LA for years, and he books upscale, upscale, very classy events. He's an event promoter coordinator. I mean, when we started doing Funny for Real, he didn't just do social media, whatever. We had a publicist. We did radio shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had stuff in print, and we did press releases. You know, you have to really nowadays there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot going on in the when you're gonna promote stuff. There's a lot happening, and if you promote the right way, if you use the right components, you can make it happen. You have to know what to promote and how to promote it, and what vehicles to promote on. You know, and now a lot of stuff is self-contained, but back then, you know, we barely had cell phones. I mean, Kevin Davis was booking stuff back then. He had the juke joint, and that was in 1920.
95, 96.
Yeah, but that was like 95, 96. But it was sexy. It was like a jazzy-looking club. Very well. The decorum was really off the hook. They had art on the wall. They had gourmet soul food, like gourmet soul food, not just some wings and it was incredible. And so Kevin used to bring me down there and book me quite a bit. And then he started booking other venues, like the Esau McGraw. The first time Esau ever did a show, we booked him for the show. And that was one of them ones where you tell a brother do 15, and they just get up there and they do an hour bombing.
He said bombing?
He said bombing,
At that time, Esau funny as hell now, but that was his first go-round.
Oh, that's when he was first getting into
and,
it.
You know, people get up there and they go into they become like comedy zombies. Doc, you know that, where they don't want to let the mic go. And the people are looking at them like, get off. You are horrible. Please kill yourself. Would you run out into traffic now?
Man, you're right.
So since we talking about bombing, well, every comedian that's ever, paid dues has obviously bombed at some point in their career. Let me ask you, have you ever got on stage and you saw a crowd that you thought was totally going to be with you? The whole vibe was right. Everything seemed like it was good. The drinks was flowing. The 2-drink minimum was met. And you got on there and it didn't click.
And ate a dick. Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, I ate a dick at Palm Springs, the black motorcycle. It was a black motorcycle, some shit, bro. Well, let me tell you. You know when you get done, Tommy, you don't even want to look at nobody.
Man, listen, man.
Oh, man.
Man, I done bombed some horrible bombs, man. I remember, I bombed this bomb. It was so bad. I did the Bronner Brothers hair show in Atlanta. It was 10,000 people, man. And back then, I was on beat.
You on Frozen. That's what you was. You was on Disney Channel. you was on the Disney Channel, Frozen.
I played this promoter, and it was like, don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the money. We bowling. Anyway, they flew me to Atlanta, man, and I tried to do that character to them country people, and they were like, no, nigga. I ate a Kong dick and ball buffet.
Hey, Tom, look, what you be looking for? You be looking for that light. All you want is that light to come on.
The little red light to come on.
And you know,
right? When that light hit, you be like, hey, my name Kevin, that's the time.
Listen, I had been up all night arguing with my girlfriend. I was not even in the zone. I flew to Atlanta tired. I didn't get to rest. I had to go right to the venue. And it was weird, man. I should have just did what I normally do, but I tried to do something different because I was in the South and the Big Money Player was popping back then. And Kev helped me do merchandising on Big Money Player. Right. He had these T-shirts and all this shit, man. I remember I went to Detroit to do a show. Kev, I sold like 100 T-shirts at Comic View. And when they shot Comic View, the Comic View used to travel around, and they did it in Detroit at the Music Hall. And I had them shirts, Kev. And anyway, point being is, In Atlanta, that was a
I
hell of a
digress a
bomb.
little bit, but
Now, then you got the cats like A.J. Johnson, rest in peace, A.J. Johnson.
AJ was funny, man.
Right.
A.J.
AJ was
Johnson
funny.
and Faison.
Faison's still around. Is he frozen again?
Yeah, he froze.
Oh no, okay, good.
Huh?
Just,
Oh, he had a
just
mind
moving
blur.
slow.
He is
just
high.
moving slow. Yeah.
He's high
He's
as hell.
high. He's high.
He's high
You
as
know how
hell.
you get that moment? You know you get that moment where all of a sudden it's like, is
Was I
that
through?
nigga high?
No, I had something come up on my phone from my wife, and I was reading it.
Okay, yeah.
All right, yeah.
Hey, if they decide to do a Sanford Son run back, you could definitely play Red Fox, Doc.
Yeah, I already know
You
that.
already on it.
Dummy. Listen,
Yeah.
I told Lamont, your mama looked like James Brown in the face. I had to hit it from the back. And your mama gained a lot of weight, so she thought I really loved her. So when I come to bed, I'd...
They get that Walmart Wi-Fi, goddammit.
Right. Talking about my headset.
He on that Obama phone. He got that Obama phone going on right there.
This was bullshit.
Oh, it went out for a second.
He got the Biden broadcaster over there. You got the
No, that's y'all communication. I met this woman, she said she had a blue tooth, and her tooth was blue. It was actually purple. I said, you don't need me, you need a dentist. She said, I want you to fuck me and hurt me. So I fucked her and hit her in the head with a brick.
Listen. So let's
So
touch
back
on that
to-
real
back
fast.
to-
The Funny for Real.
Yeah, funny
Right.
for real.
Funny for Real. Tell me about Funny for Real and what we have coming. How can people follow Funny for Real? Where to follow Funny for Real? Because we don't want to miss out on that. That's something that really needs to happen. People need laughter now. With all this going on, people need laughter. So talk to me about Funny for Real and how people contact Funny for Real and if they want to bring you guys on board, things of that nature.
Well, Funny for Real, I'm one of the founders of Funny for Real, myself and Kevin Rouse. Kevin Davis came into it after, like a few months after we started it. But we started at the Miracle Theater in Inglewood, California, up in LA at the Miracle. And we did a big campaign. We blew it up, man, on social media. We had a publicist. We had stuff in print. When I came to LA, I did KJLH. I was on the radio with Mother Love. I mean, it was huge. And my partner, Kevin Rouse, he's been doing promotion in LA for 25, 30 years. So he has a following of upscale black folks with money that wear more current suits, not old suits.
Not the day after funeral suits.
With
not,
gators.
not with gators. Because you know what Doc was doing. Doc would be at the funeral the next day after it was over and taking the suit off the body. And that's how he was getting the suits. They was being buried butt naked. They didn't even know it. They was being buried butt naked. Doc's got the suit.
So Kevin
Right.
Rouse, my partner, Funny for Real, he's a big promoter. So he called me one day, and I live in Charlotte now. I left LA. I moved down to Oceanside, lived there for about 6.5 years. Then my wife got on with Gene.
There he goes again.
This brother.
That's his internet. You know, that's his
Look,
internet.
his Wi-Fi ain't high. I'll tell you that right
Yeah,
now.
his
There's
Wi-Fi
one thing that ain't high. His Wi-Fi low as hell.
I'm 57 with a 3-year-old. I look like his father and his grandfather.
He's still talking. You don't even know we heard half of it.
Right.
We missed half the conversation.
Just like his comedy shows.
Oh,
Squirrel. Squirrel.
So Tommy Jennings, I met Thomas Jennings. He had TLC. I remember they had the Super Bowl at Jack Murphy Stadium. It was Jack Murphy Stadium back then. It wasn't Qualcomm.
1989.
And I was working for Comedy Central, and I got booked with Comedy Central to do a show at the Super Bowl. So during the day, I was on the show on the grounds doing Super Bowl shit. So after that, Jamie Foxx hit me up. He drove down. He was at the Hyatt, and we went over to TLC at the DoubleTree. He had the DoubleTree back then. Right. And me and Jamie like mobbed on him. And so after then, he kept doing stuff, and I would come down. And then there was this other dude named Darryl Blackshear back then. I used to mess with Darryl Blackshear. And we do stuff. And back then, that's when me and Faison was friends. Faison Love. And Faison was hanging around, but I ain't in his money bracket, so he don't talk to me no more.
You ain't in the top 5?
Yeah, I ain't gained enough weight. I'm still small nigga that look like 2 Aries Spear.
Well, just going to get a little darker. You'll be in the sphere. Get a little blacker.
Yeah.
We just talked to Faison, man. Faison's
but
good.
Doc Carter know everybody. He done work with everybody from Faison to like you said, Joe Torre, myself, Melanie Camacho, Ralphie May, Gary Owens, Cat Williams, motherfucking Mike Epps. I mean, Lavelle, everybody. Doc was involved in shows.
Hey,
I did a
Lunel.
poetry show in San Diego. This chick booked me to do this erotic poetry show in Mission Valley, and she was talking about how she was gonna do the show, but I didn't trust her.
erotic. You said erotic poetry
Erotic
show,
poetry show, yeah.
and you showed up.
And she had a big old booty. Doc, remember her booty was like ridiculous. I mean, it looked like it was like a temper.
Here we go.
That's Jesus. That is Jesus blocking that.
Hey, Dr. Tom has to wear a Speedo for the erotic reading.
He said big booty, and Jesus said, "No, not so.
Nope.
We're not having that. We're not allowing this, brother, here today."
Let me ask Doc. Doc, who are some of the shows that you worked with? Like, just like this is the shit. This is it.
Oh man, I had a great time with everybody, man. I didn't really pick one out. Gary Owens. When I met Gary, was a competition he was in. That's how I met Gary. I working with him, and then Nick Canyon was a young kid.
Yeah, you brought Nick to our club, and we brought him in the back way.
Yeah, he had to come in the kitchen.
Yep, brought him to the back way.
Yeah.
His dad's
Tommy
still
Chong,
out and around.
Tommy Chong was like, when you bring him, man, it was, sometimes it goes, you be like, oh man, how's the show gonna go? But you bring Tommy Chong to the show, man, we know it's gonna go well, no matter what happens. Yeah. Tommy Chong brought it every single time he hit the stage. Every time.
It's that energy. He got that crazy energy.
Like you're doing right now.
Yeah.
That's Tommy Chong right there, man. Tommy cannot do an interview without being Tommy like he is right now. He can't do a church interview. This right here.
Who would be, if there was one comedian that would be Tommy Chun's son, I think it'd be Tony Roberts.
You know what? You're probably right. Tony Roberts.
That energy.
But he came up watching me. He was in Detroit, and he was like a second string comic in Detroit. He came up. We all watched Downtown Tony Brown. That's who we all watched. Downtown Tony Brown was like the Doc Carter of Detroit. And he was like on the Def Jam tour. He was funny. And so me and Mike Bonner, we were,
Mike
Bonner. Back then, and Tony Roberts started doing comedy. And now look at Tony Roberts. Roberts, he's on the Cat tour. And at Tony one of them comics, he'll tell 1,000 jokes. He got a punchline. He got a laugh every 15 to 30 seconds. Tony like, bow, 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 blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. We have DJs like that we call them the downtown DJs. They change the song every 30 seconds, 15 to 30 seconds. And it's like, dude, some people can get it, some people can't. But one thing about Tony Roberts is I'll go back and watch a show of his that I've already watched and catch a joke that I didn't catch a bunch. Yeah, because he's moving so quick, man. He's quick with it.
Yeah, so like when we started, he was opening for me. Now I'm trying to get some time opening for him. Cause at my career, man, I was hot about 15 years ago. I could get any coochie I wanted. And like Cat, Tony Roberts, Kevin Hart, Doc could tell you, they used to open for me back then.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. Doc, so
I must have said the wrong thing. I didn't date the right dude. Something didn't happen in LA. I mean, I ain't gay, but you know what I'm saying.
You call him a biatch.
Yeah,
I think.
See, I coochie. Somebody said, "Nigga, you gay?" I'm like, no, man. Coochie is my favorite thing. I mean, Jesus is my favorite thing. Coochie, chicken, and weed.
You put right after Jesus. Come on, man.
Really?
How do you transition?
I always say God's best two creations The first one's women, and the second one is yoga pants. That's
you're right, man. I love the yoga pants. But they got to put vents in them. They'll get a yeast infection.
Hey, Tommy, you know the coolest cat I ever met in the business, or the coolest one I ever met, man, that's down to earth, was entertainer Cedric Entertainer. Cedric is so down to earth, man. I mean, that dude right there, you can see that dude walking down the street, man. He'll stop and talk to you, take a picture with you, shoot the shit with you. He's a cool dude, man. He's a cool dude out there, man. Cedric.
Yeah.
And he's a good old Kappa man too.
Hey, we did Bernie. We did Bernie at 4th and B, and Bernie Mac was cool as hell too, man. Bernie was cool.
Yeah.
Let me do a spot.
Yeah, Bernie's super cool. I remember me and Bernie did. We were on I was on the Def Jam tour bus with Bernie. I was on the tour bus with Bernie, Adele Givens, Kid Capri, Joe Torre, and several others would rotate. And I would rotate on and off the tour. I was on the very first tour, Def Jam tour, and that was awesome, man. We'd be in Utah, Nebraska, somewhere on a bus going city to city with Amish people. And Bernie Mac, we would go to get stuff to eat, and everybody get McDonald's, Wendy's. Bernie Mac come back with rib tips. We'd be like, "Where you get rib tips?" Bernie Mac asked for rib tips. Don't matter where we are. We on the moon. I'm gonna get some rib tips.
You are right now tuned in to the comedy roast. This is what's going to be happening on April 1st as we honor the one and only Doc Carter, hosted by my man Kevin Davis, and his good friend Tommy Chun is in the house from Funny for Real. This is being put on by
Jam back in the day, BET, Comic View, Comedy Central. I did about 4 Def Comedy Jams, and I've done about 12 Comic Views. I mean, a lot of different stuff, but yeah, I've done.
We know who you are. We know who you are.
Tommy needs to be on Wild Now, man. He needs to be on Wild Now.
Nick didn't put me on Wild Now. Nick hated. Nick told me I was too old. Nick said I got too old to do Wild Out.
Wow, man.
Is that what he said?
How the fuck is that, Nick? And I always wondered. I got to a point in my career where I was so hot, and I don't know, man. I don't know what happened, man, but everything
you got too old.
I think I aged or something, but I think what it was I'm analog and everything switched to digital back then. You know what I mean? Like that transition where everybody got on computers and stuff. I mean, I was on MySpace. Remember that?
Yeah.
You were used on MySpace.
Hey, look at Doc right now. Don't he look like he do wardrobe for like old westerns? Don't he look like he looked like he was in The Reverend. The Reverend with that movie. Like, he was eating,
with the bear?
Raw bear.
He said wardrobe.
What was that movie?
He was in there eating bear jerky. He was
like he be sitting around like movie sets and shit, eating craft services. Like, he don't even work on the movie. Doc just be eating the food. I saw him at like 4 or 5 D.L. Hughley Cedric dinner meals. Like, he'd show up for dinner and be in line.
Hey, Tommy, I'm going to tell you something about Doc, though, that people don't know. Doc don't pull no punches. All right? Let me tell you about Doc. If you ain't funny, Doc ain't going to let you get by. Let me tell you right now, okay? I was with Doc up at the Comedy Palace one time. This dude went up and bombed, right? Doc get on stage and said, "I don't know that motherfucker."
I don't.
Shit, right? I'm talking about real motherfucker. He said, "I don't know that motherfucker. I don't know who put me P-man, some goddamn body. I don't know that motherfucker." That's what I love about Doc. He was real and funny at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Doc always kept it real.
Well,
Kept it 100. Yes, sir.
I've always said that they'll be back, but not this motherfucker here.
Hey, listen, the last show I did with Doc, let me go back. That show, the erotic poetry show.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I didn't trust the lady, so I called Doc and said, "Doc, I need you to host. I need you to host because I don't know what this lady gonna do, and I'm headlining, and she got all this other poetry stuff going on. I needed somebody funny on the show." And I called Doc, and Doc came and did the show. and that was the last show me and Doc did was that show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But prior to that, me and Doc have done I can't even count how many comedy shows he himself has booked me on, and then in the aftermath, us crossing paths on shows, being at shows, him just coming to my show. But the last show we did was with Floyd at the Four Seasons. I was living in Spokane, Washington. I put the show together. I had B Funny on the show. Who did we have? I had B Funny, and we had it was you hosted, B Funny, Will, that dude Will, and then Doc. I guess I was supposed to do the show and I was gonna fly down, but Doc decided he gonna take over the show, and he put P-Man on the show, and I showed up, and Doc, what you doing? This ain't what I said, and I got on stage and I wrote not Doc, but not Doc. Doc didn't put P-Man on the show. Floyd did.
That was Floyd's show.
That was my show that Floyd took over.
Your show and Floyd took over, yeah.
Yeah, remember? Because I flew down and closed the show, remember?
Because he tried to get me to do it. I said, nah, man, I don't work like that, man. I don't come in like that.
Because B Funny killed it, and P-Man had a little trouble following him that night. And so I came but I roasted Floyd. I was like, hey, everybody, how you doing?
He did.
I'm Floyd, I sing. You need to wear a sports jacket. If you wear a suit, it really go over a lot better. I can tell you where I get my suits, Taylor. But, I sing with the 4 Dimensions. I've done records.
Hey, Darryl, Floyd going to tell you everywhere he promoted since 1865.
He gonna tell you every club he had.
Yeah, I promoted several clubs
in the business.
I can get you in the big room in the back, Tommy. You really need to just come in with me on the show. I can really get you in. That's a nice sport jacket. I'm really surprised to see you wearing one. You gotta see me sing sometime.
Yeah, I think it's 4 dimensions, right?
Yeah, he said 4 dimensions. He said I sing with 4 dimensions.
Oh, man.
You just gotta add one at the end. You gotta add one in at the end.
Hey, can do. I just want to add something real quick, man.
Add something in there, TJ.
About Doc. Back in the day, I used to work with the 4th and B, and Doc would come over and say, "Hey, man, we're gonna start doing some shows here," and he would do literally free comedy shows at the 4th and B, just to bring people on stage. Just to get them on stage.
I was the first black comedian to headline 4th and B. That's back when Judy Brown from HBO was booking it. Remember that, Doc?
Yeah, before
when did Wayne Reynolds jump into 4th and B?
That was after Judy Brown left.
Right.
Then he got in.
Nobody wore a maxi coat like Wayne Reynolds.
Huh?
Nobody wore a maxi coat like Wayne Reynolds.
Yeah, I remember Wayne Reynolds.
And Jerry Curl.
And then I got to know the owner, the white dude. What was his name? The white dude, Doc?
I can't remember his name, but I know you're talking about.
And then eventually I started putting on my own shows at 4th and B. 4th and B eventually became Every Man's Theater.
Yes, it did. It did. I've done shows there. I've brought all kinds of people. Let us see everybody. I've brought a bunch of people to 4th and B.
Listen, I've done every theater in San Diego. I've done the Lyceum. I've done Spreckles. I've done 4th and B. I've done Doc's Room. I did the VFW. I used to do the Bacchanal with Smokey. I've done Imperial Beach. I ran a night. I mean, I used to do the Improv in PB in Pacific Beach over there on Garnett and Grand. I used to do that. And then later on, I started hosting Moondoggies. I had Moondoggies for a while.
I remember that.
Man,
so you're a San Diego legend as well. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're a San Diego legend as well.
He's been around.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Don't forget about April 1st. You got to get your tickets now for April 1st for the comedy roast with the after party right there at the 4 Points.
I want to come. Y'all buy tickets. Buy a lot of tickets so they can afford to fly me out there.
Man, we might fly you out here anyways. We'll find out after the show what it looks like to get a ticket. If you're available that day, let us know if you're available, man.
Listen, April 1st. I'm available.
Go check with your 3-year-old. You don't even know if you're available. Your 3-year-old.
Listen, if you send me enough money, I'm available.
We got EBT
All you
cards for
gotta
real.
do is what you gotta do is put some Doc Suits in moratorium, like a Disney cartoon or something.
Okay, let's do this real fast. We're not gonna keep y'all a whole lot longer, man. We appreciate y'all being here. Go ahead, Doc.
A couple names real fast, man. Let me
Yeah.
shout out Honest John.
Honest John, good dude, man. Good dude.
Yeah. Way back.
One more person that showed me a lot of love, Lonnie Love.
Lonnie Love, yeah.
Wow.
The LA man, she showed me so much love, dude. It's amazing. I go to her show when she was on the what's it, the Real?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Real. I go to the show, man. I go up to her dressing room, hang out with her, man. Go backstage, everything. She showed so much love, man. And she's just one of the best out there, man.
I bet Al Toomer wish he had stayed with her now, huh?
I bet you. Oh, I always think about. I bet you do.
Who has Al Toomer? Al Toomer's there, lady.
Al Toomer, goddammit, Tommy John, you got me up here on Runyon Canyon, damn it, wearing a 3-piece suit and 10-piece birds. I saw him jogging in some dress shoes, damn it. You got me befuddled. I didn't know, damn it.
He said befuddled. You got me befuddled.
Man, I haven't seen him in about 30 years, Tommy. I ain't seen him in about 30 years, man, at least. I haven't seen him so long, man. How's he doing, man?
I haven't seen him in person in a while, but there was a point where I hadn't seen him in a while, and then I saw him at this after hours, Doobie's after hours in LA one night. And we kicked it for a minute, but I saw a post of him somewhere, but I don't know. I tell you what, man, he's still funny. I know he is.
Yeah, and then you know what, man? I'm gonna share my love out to my boy D.
Send some love, brother. Go ahead.
To who?
D. Militant. Rest in peace.
D. Militant, yeah, man.
Yeah, D. Militant, rest in peace. I was talking to his wife after he died. She was hitting me up saying she wanted to open for me. She was going to do a lot of his material. So I was like, well, come on.
Yeah.
But, she's doing comedy. His wife, Tuesday, and she had a couple kids by him. D. Militant is an author, and he's got various books out,
I got his comedy book.
Yeah, I have that book here, too.
He quoted me
Great
on
book.
stuff.
Great comedy book, man. One of the best out there.
Yeah,
now, I think Doc learned this. I watched Doc become funny. Over years, I would come down to San Diego. After a while, Doc was killing them. Would you agree with me, Doc, that you learned delivery? Because you can have a lot of funny stuff to say, but if you don't deliver it right.
If you don't know how to say it, yeah.
Right.
Delivery is the most important thing. And so I know comics are great writers, and I learned that myself because I used to be like, hi, I'm Tommy John, like funny. Get right, got a gun. And it was like, okay, Black Cross would be like, nigger. And so eventually, because in Black Cross, you got to preach the joke. You got to be telling that joke like you Steve Harvey mixed with Cheryl Underwood at the same time.
Cheryl Underwood.
He taught me delivery, man. Every time I did a show, he did Bobby Law. Rest in peace.
Law,
yeah.
wow.
Bobby Law taught me delivery, man. Every time you get off stage, he was on you. He was on you about it.
Yeah.
And you had to be funny, especially if you was in LA, if you went to the Comedy Act Theater, if you went to the Townhouse, if you did because Faison and AJ Johnson would sit in the back of the room and heckle every comedian.
Wow.
Hey, speaking of
Really?
Bobby Law, when I had the juke joint and I wasn't doing comedy, right? So one day we would go scouting places to get comedians. So he took me up to the Townhouse one day. And Michael Collier had a room at the Townhouse.
Yeah.
So Bobby was like, go up and tell a joke. I was like, man, I don't do this shit. He said, man, go tell a joke. So I did an old Red Fox joke, right? So fucking Michael Collier was like, that's Red Fox. I know who it is, motherfucker. You know what I mean? But that was the first time that I actually showed the joke on stage, and it was because of Bobby Law. That's when I started, was then. Now that y'all brought that up, it was Bobby Law that got me into this shit.
Yeah, Cleophas.
Uncle Cleophas, yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
And
sir.
Yeah.
And he was a Marine. He was a brother. He was a fellow Marine. So that was
Tommy
even
John.
better. You know what I mean? So,
Ronaldo Ray. Remember him?
Ronaldo
Yeah.
Ray.
Ronaldo
I
Ray.
I just showed him in L.A. man, and the comic came on stage and was talking about him, right? So I came back up and I started defending Ronaldo Ray on what the dude was saying. Ronaldo Ray to me said, "I don't need your help, motherfucker."
He was
And
old school like a motherfucker.
he told me, he said, every time you come to L.A., you better bring me a bottle of Hennessy. No, Moet. Every
Moet.
time you come to
Okay.
LA, bring me some Moet.
That's expensive friendship.
Yeah.
Every time I came there,
I
I walked in. First thing he said was, "Where's my Moet, motherfucker?" I said,
You
"Right
handed
here,
him
man."
Boone's Farm.
I had it. I had it. Every time
Yeah,
I
I
came to
got a
LA,
pilot with
I
him.
brought him a bottle of Moet.
Let me ask you guys all a question since we got all you guys on here real fast. We're not going to keep everybody too much longer, but we do want to get your opinion, and we're going to keep it quick as far as your response, if you don't mind. Give me your opinion of the Chris Rock comedy set. We'll start with you, Tommy Chun.
Well, I have two opinions.
Okay.
One opinion is I first saw segments of it. I didn't see the whole thing. But I thought in terms of his response to what happened, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought he ended kind of abruptly. I didn't really like the ending. The ending kind of, I thought he kind of copped out with the don't fight in front of white people.
Yeah.
I think he could have ended stronger than that. But overall, it was great. And when you consider he's done how many specials he's done, and for him to put it all together, and I liked how he had material about other things leading up to it. But I would have started the special talking about the slap, and then went from there, because that would have carried the momentum of that would have carried him. But I guess he thought that was the hottest thing.
Yeah.
So,
I think that was a cliffhanger.
yeah, it was like a cliffhanger.
I think it was like a cliffhanger.
Like, when's he gonna say it? Like, when's he gonna
Yeah,
talk
when
about
is he going to say it? And so he kept you there waiting for when it was going to come in. And I think that being an entertainer, you guys would know this, in particular because that one was live. I think that you have a lot of stuff going on in your head, and you have an internal clock happening at the same time of when you've got to deliver something. And I think once he delivered the Will Smith stuff and he got to the don't fight in front of white people, I think that he felt like he got it all out, even though I think he still had more material. And I think he just ended it. That's why I think that you said it was abruptly. I think
like
that might.
where he went, though. I like how he talked about Will, Jada, the son, having sex with them in the bed, and then she interviewing him. Well, how do you feel about that? It's like, I want to bust you in your mouth, but I don't want to hurt you.
Doc Carter, give me your take on the Chris Rock.
I feel like Tommy said it was great, man. It was time, And
Yeah.
you think about people came to the show for that reason.
Yeah.
They came expecting to hear about the slap.
Yeah.
A whole lot didn't even come for the rest of it. They came to hear about the slap.
But that's where they all got
tickets.
some. Yeah.
Right.
That's what sold tickets right there.
And so he actually got a chance. Now, maybe you guys agree, maybe you don't. There's a bunch of people who've never seen Chris Rock do stand-up comedy who ended up seeing him do stand-up comedy that night because of that event. So I think he captured a whole bunch of people, whether you liked him. If you didn't like him before that show, you wouldn't necessarily have liked him after that show. But if you loved him already, you was going to love him after the show. He did it, he did what he did. Dr. Kevin Davis, talk to us, man. How'd you feel about the show?
Well, I'm a Chris Rock fan anyway, because I like his style. I like his observational and how he puts that twist on things. I just seen him with Dave Chappelle down in Palm Springs. But the cool part is he did hardly none of that material.
Yeah.
On his special. So when I see the special, it caught me off guard a little bit, but it was good because he's just a brilliant writer. Whoever writes when he's writing himself, it's just his views on things and how he looks at it is what makes it unique. And remember, like Tommy said, his delivery is just Chris Rock. You know him from anybody else when he starts talking. But I like the fact how he observes things, and then you see it, but then he gives you that twist.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I like what he did with the Will Smith stuff. I thought it kind of drug out a little longer, to be honest. But I think you were right, Can Do, of him making it a cliffhanger. Because people would have may have seen that and then tuned out.
Exactly.
But by him keeping it in there, people say, okay, when's he gonna get to it? When's he gonna
Kept
get
people
to it?
engaged that whole time.
Right, they wanted to see him do it. So when he finally did it, he had built it up like Tommy said with other material, and then boom, you got that explosion.
And keep this in mind as well. If you're a reporter who's going to report on that, right? Because soon as it was done, everybody's online reporting on it, right? Yeah. If he would have did the Will Smith stuff first and then went on to other jokes, the reports would have been out there before the comedy special was even over.
Exactly.
Yeah. Tommy, tell me how you felt about TJ.
Just what Kevin just said. The twist on Chris Rock and the way he could take something true and real and adds a little comedy to it, but he leaves you thinking about it. That's what makes it really unique for Chris. He'll take that realism, put a little joke to it, and give you that look. And that's when you're like, okay, he said that as a joke, but he meant that shit.
He meant that.
So, but it's a joke. Really, that's Chris Rock's style. He's gonna say something, he's gonna make it real, and when people were waiting for that slap, he said it. It was real, but he put his twist to it. That's Chris Rock. He's gonna put his twist to it. It sounds real, but that shit was funny. But that shit ain't funny because it really happened. So that's a good thing I liked about Chris Rock's show. Everything he talked about was real, but he put his
twist on it.
Yeah.
This
won't. Let me add Tommy Chong. Tommy Chong. If that would have been TK Kirkland and he slapped, what would have happened?
No.
Wait a minute. You said TK what?
Kirkland.
He said if TK would have got slapped. He said if TK.
If that was TK, no, if that was Scruncho, he would have beat up the whole Academy Award. He would have knocked out the fireman. Everybody would have got knocked out. Sam Jackson would have got knocked out. Denzel would have got knocked out. He went over there and knocked out Jada Pinkett. He got knocked out that night.
You said Scruncho?
You this woman, I'm knocking you out. I done seen Scruncho beat up the audience about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
When Scruncho,
the roller skates on, it's over. Every time he put the roller skates on, the fight is on.
Yeah, you're right about that. You got that right.
People and shit.
Scruncho would have tore that place apart, man.
Scruncho, huh? Yeah. Scruncho was gangster with it. He's a gangster in comedy. Wow.
Listen, I was at the Hop in Lakewood. Scruncho doing his thing, Scruncho, we get into his show. He want to break it down like small crowd. We about to take it to another level. And so...
Did he bring out the skates? That's all I want to know.
He ain't got to the skates yet. He ain't taking his shirt off. He wasn't like showing his abs and shit. He get naked. He be doing like striptease comedy on skates.
Right.
It's almost like he in a roller derby. Listen. So...
That's real.
So he on stage, the dude keep heckling. Scruncho say, look here, cuz blood. Who he with, y'all? Anybody know who this nigga is? Everybody say, we don't know him. He say, look here, blood. Look here, homie. Let me get through these jokes right quick, cause blah blah blah. The dude said, something. He said, man, you need to shut up, man. I put these hands on you. The dude said, I'll come up there. Scruncho said, if you come up here, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. Don't even come up here because I'm going to knock you the fuck out, cuz. The dude came up there, man. The whole crowd is in suspense like, they about to fight. Dude went over there. Scruncho was like, boop, 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 like a monkey on this nigga. Scruncho was like, wow. Dude is knocked out. Laying there.
He didn't go back to telling jokes.
Scruncho like, don't leave. I'm going to finish this. Let's finish this. This nigga want to be in show business, not he in show business.
Wow. All right. So, Tommy Jennings, we're going to leave you out on this one. If you could open up for anybody, not yourself, if you could have opened up for your favorite comedian of all times, who would that be, Tommy Chong?
If I could open up for anyone, I'd have opened up damn near for everybody. I mean, wow.
If you could have set the stage for one comedian, who would you want to set the stage for?
In my, in all of time in history.
In all of time in history, bro.
I would say Red Fox, big dummy. Who you think it's gonna be?
Yeah.
It would have to be, and his name was John. His name is John. It's not Fred. Fred Sanford is actually his father's name, and his brother was Fred Sanford Jr. And he was John Elroy Sanford.
Yeah.
And he was born in 1922 in St. Louis. And because of Frank Sinatra, because he was doing judo records, but Frank Sinatra put him on his label, and that's when he crossed over, and the white folks started hearing him, and the mafia people, and then he got booked in Vegas, and from there he had a stint at the Hilton. Then he got in Cotton Comes to Harlem, and that's when the Jews saw him in Hollywood and put him on. It was Steptoe and Son. It was an English sitcom called Steptoe and Son that they were bringing to the United States, and they changed it to Sanford and Son. And so I would say Red Fox.
How about you, Doc?
Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor.
Yes, sir.
Richard Pryor. Have to be Richard Pryor, man.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin. Kevin, are you looking somebody up on your phone? You trying to find somebody?
No, man. For me, it's easy, man. Red Fox is my guy, bro.
Red Fox.
I feel sometimes when I'm doing a joke, I feel like I sound like Red Fox because Red Fox was a 5-hitter.
Okay.
What I mean by that, Red Fox could do one-liners. He could do stories. He could sing. He could do poetry. Nobody can do what Red Fox could do, man.
He's the entertainer. He was the first entertainer. Yeah.
They asked me, why you eat pork? Why you eat that swine? How
That's
can
my
you eat
dude,
that
man.
pork?
Red Fox for years has been my guy. That's number one of all of them. I tell you, hands down for me. It's a easy call for me, but because I've always listened to Red Fox, and his intricacy of some of his jokes are deep. You know what I mean?
Right.
He'll make you think about a joke. He don't be in your face comedy. Red Fox will make you think.
Yeah, he'll definitely do that. Don't forget, you got to come out, y'all. This is just a little part of April 1st, y'all. You got to come to the comedy roast of Doc Carter, the San Diego legend. You've got to be there. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, get your tickets right now. When you get a ticket, you also get included to the after party. It's going to be the R&B Saturday after party. It is going to be turned up. I can only tell you, we got DJ Gill in the house. We're going to be taking y'all back to all your favorite R&B cuts and plus the hip hop hotties. So make sure you're there, but you got to be in the building for April 1st, man. Tickets available on Eventbrite right now under Comedy Roast. I think it's comedy. What is it, Tommy?
It's a comedy roast for Darryl Doc Carter. It's a legend of the city.
Or R&B Saturday too.
Yeah, R&B Saturday, and it's just go to urbansandiego.com and you'll see the posting. You can get the tickets there.
Urbansandiego.com.
It's called the Day of Fools.
The Day of Fools. That's what it is.
A Day of Fools. It's April 1st. A Day of Fools, and we got some fools right here on this camera.
Definitely got some fools.
As you can tell.
I hope Tommy Chung can make it down.
That's
right.
Man, we got to see what we got to do. Hey, listen, if you want Tommy Chun here right now, actually, I don't here. Look, put the money right there. We'll get Tommy Chun here. Put the money in there. We'll get Tommy Chun here. We'll get him out here a few days early so we can get him to sweep up around the
we have
neighborhoods.
Sally Fields do one of those commercials. Let's get Tommy Chun. He needs help. For $19.99 a month, you can get Tommy Chun to San Diego. Let's do that for Tommy. All right, Sally Fields, come on.
For only 78 cents a day.
55 actually. 55. I was in one of them commercials.
Tommy Chum microphone is out. He didn't even know his microphone. Tommy, your microphone's out. Your microphone's out, Tommy. Your microphone's out, man.
He's on. Hey, did you? I see the thing on it. Did you mute it?
Yeah, I didn't mute him. He's not muted. He's not muted. He may have to go out and come right back in the room.
Yeah.
So he done dropped.
Not come back in at all.
Yeah, he done dropped the call so many times.
He's gone.
Man, Doc, I'm excited, man. We're honored, man, to show you this love and respect that you definitely deserve, man. And you've been blessing us, and it's time for us to turn around and bless you, man.
I really appreciate it.
And and listen, for all those that are watching, it's a 2-part event. If you listen, we love Doc, and if you don't know Doc and don't want to come and hang out at the roast, all right, we still got the R&B Saturday happening, but for only $5 more, you can get a chance to witness some of the nation's best right here, roasting one of the greatest San Diego legends we have in Doc Carter, man. That's going to be a great time. So make sure you get your tickets.
And I want to tell Kevin Davis and Tommy and Kevin Rouse, I appreciate you guys, man, from
Funny for real. Yeah.
To, just being a part of this.
Yeah.
And I've been talking to the guys. They actually are looking at bringing some of their stuff to San Diego.
Oh yeah,
so
let's do it.
If you guys are looking to do some stuff with these guys, man, they're killing LA and other cities. San Diego, man, we got to step up. I know this is going out further than San Diego, but we're going to bring San Diego back into the entertainment scene.
Yes.
For us, like Darryl did, he got shows other than the big comedy clubs. Let's do some stuff on our own and let us benefit from it. And that's what the guys from Funny for Real are going to help us do here in San Diego. They got the biggest talent pool anyway. So San Diego, let's come out and show out and let's support Doc, because Doc and I go way back. Back to when he used to call me all the time, say he wanted to host the Gold Coast Classic, and he would always come down there, Tommy, man, get me on the show. And we just go back. And it's just some of the stuff that he's done and hosting. There's been some testimonials that I have for Doc, and I'm listening to him like, man, this brother's done more than I know of. So as a host for San Diego comedy, those of you who don't know, you don't know, but believe us, he's done it for San Diego.
Yeah, you got to be there. You got to be there. Hey,
I did it for the people, man. I did it for the people. I did it for them.
Right.
Fans, comedy fans, for them.
We thank you, man, and we thank you, brother. We really, really appreciate it, man.
You know what's going to be special tonight, man? Because the first of the month, it's my girlfriend's birthday and my mom's birthday, but she rests in peace, but it's her birthday too, so that makes it even special.
Okay.
Man, come on, bro. That's going to be a great time, man. That's awesome. San Diego, Doc, we want to thank you very much for allowing us to do this for you. Mr. Kevin Davis, man, we look forward to you hosting it that evening. And to our good friend Tommy Chun, man, Tommy Chun, with all the energy in the world, man. We're going to do everything we can to get Tommy out here, man. And my man, Tommy Jennings, I appreciate you, sir, for the time. And for all you that are watching, you can watch this on Facebook or YouTube. Share it with a friend. Let them know where you plan to be on April 1st, which is the Day of Fools. That's right. The comedy roast, the Doc Legend, man, and the R&B Saturday party. It's going to be a good time, man. My name is Can Do. I thank all you guys for hanging out, man. God bless you all. We'll see you again on the flip side. All right.
All right.
Take care.
Brother.
You got it,
Thank
brother. Love you too, man. Later on, brother. Oh, man, what a fantastic time. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you. And hopefully you come out. Get yourself a ticket, man. Hey, listen, comedy has no color. Laughter has no color. You got to be there. You got to witness it. It's going to be an incredible event. I'm excited about it, y'all. We'll see you there. My name is Can Do. God bless you all.